Hello everybody, we are back with the knife project, the hunting knife, If you've been following this process along, you might notice that there's been a lot of uploads this past couple of days. Whilst it's been dead for nearly months. Been dead for months, but in the past couple of days the project just raced along. That's because the thing hasn't actually been dead for months. It's just I haven't had the time or the effort or the will to just finish it. So I've gone for nearly, 2 months without actually doing anything on it. And then, last week, I figured, fuck it, I'm gonna finish this thing. So I started making the handle then, which you can see here. Yeah, it's nice and finished now. It's lost its luster because I've been handling it a little bit, handling it. That wasn't an intended joke, it was just something that came up. Okay, here's the finished sheath. Nothing special. Oh damn it, the thing doesn't lock in anymore. But yeah. It's incredibly light because of its incredible thin. It's very, very thin. It's about 2 millimeters of space in there for the blade, which is about 1.5 millimeters thick, as it turns out. Because there's a little bit of wiggle room in there. Oh shit, no. 3 millimeters of space, 2 millimeter thick blade. Might even be 4 in there. Oh well, in any case, it's one of these things. I don't really know how thick they are. In any case, turned out quite nice. Nice profile, fits the blade. This thing yet has no strap on it. I was thinking of adding a sort of strap to it, so you can strap it to just about anything, or just stuff it in your bag if you feel like it. But the handle's nice. I polished it up a little bit. I'm gonna show it to my grandmother and grandfather soon. They're gonna show up here. I was figuring that. The inside of the sheath is made out of the same wooden pieces you saw earlier. Well, you can see a piece here, how it's constructed basically. I took that little line of 3, this is some piece that I got left over. I took those lines of 3 and just glued them together side by side, as I did in the video. Then I laid the blade on top of this. Actually, I cut out these grooves first so I'd get the reference point with this, get it somewhat lined up. So I cut those grooves, I laid the blade flat on it, and just basically traced where the tip was. No wait, I did that for the notch. Anyway, I basically laid the blade on here, laid one piece of the wood, I think it was... Yes, it was this one. This piece of wood on first, glued it down. Yeah, that's how I did it. I laid it on and added a drop of glue on the inside towards the front to allow it to, yeah, you can see, to allow it to just somewhat stay. But I realized that wouldn't work, so I knew that wouldn't work, so I just drizzled glue all along the thing, just laid the thing flat along the edge, and just hoped to God that the knife wouldn't stick, which it didn't. Somehow. Then I pushed the thing against the front piece, left a cut in the thing, and did the same for the back. Fortunately, that worked out as well, except for one thing. The knife was incredibly tight in there. So what I had to do was slim down. I've actually been carving a lot on the front piece here. Where is that? There it is, and it's supposed to sit like that. Yeah, like such. I carved a lot on this to allow room for the edge. Eventually I managed to get it to fit properly, and then I just took the opposite side, which I had to use as encouragement to get the cat out of my room. That might sound horrible, but that cat's so stupid she doesn't understand the word fuck off. Understand the meaning of fuck off. Now, don't worry, she didn't get hurt. I actually missed her, but I scared the crap out of her, and she took off out of my room. Perfect. So I did this sort of sandwich-like deal here. like such. Then I just basically cut it into shape, cut the tip off here. I'll cut this section off, then I cut the tip off. Then I started shaping, giving it a rough shape. And yes, it's been oiled. I think it's soaked for a little while now. And then I started giving it the rough shape here, and then I peeled the tape off and gave it the finishing touches and shape. Then I smoothed it over with a little bit of heavy-duty steel wool. I know you're supposed to use fine steel wool, but this is one of those cheap steel scrubber pads. You can barely buy these anymore. They're fairly rare now, at least here in Sweden. You have to buy the copper shit, you know, the stuff that never works for anything. This stuff can clean anything you want. You want to clean the rust off steel? Use this. Put a little bit of oil on it and use it. You want to clean food off a plate? You can use the same one. Just pour some soap on it, rinse it out, pour some more soap on it, and start scrubbing. Yeah. You can use these for a lot of things, and because they're made out of steel, they don't really tend to break down very much. They stay usable for years and years. We had this one that was really old. It was rusty in some parts, actually, because it was so old and it wasn't all made of stainless steel. It was just carbon steel wool. The old stuff, you know, the good old stuff that never wore out. Yeah. That thing was so effective that I actually cut myself once. Yeah, so yeah, I rubbed it down with that to just smooth out all the defects and such, because I'm lacking sandpaper. Even rough sandpaper I'm lacking, but you can see that the darker piece of wood in the center actually didn't just turn out as a way to avoid having to work with it, because I kind of managed to avoid that. I only did very little work here on the tip. I did realize later I had this saw in it, but yeah, well, what are you gonna do? I didn't have to file the edges off it. Now that would have been an interesting journey. But it also turned out quite nice in design ways. I mean, look at this. All those fibers, mixes. It looks beautiful. Yeah, it's not the most, well, aesthetically appealing thing in the world. But it most certainly gets the job done, and it doesn't look half bad. I've done way worse things. After all. Look at this thing. This is the sheath for my machete. My machete is made out of the same steel. It's just as thick. Right here. You can barely even see it on the camera. Yet it goes into that fat ass sheath. Yeah, back then I was all for heavy duty, never breaking. Stupid. Very difficult to do this one-handed. Happy I have a wall there. God damn it. It's quite tough towards the end now. Anyway, so yeah. Had to reattach the handle on that. Oh damn, I said that already. Anyway, so yeah, this is pretty heavy duty. Never gonna break. It's cracking though. But it's never gonna wear down, that's for goddamn sure. It's gonna keep this machete from carving up tin cans in my room for several more years. Although I doubt the machete will hold that long. Sheath most certainly will though. The hunting knife, well, I'm thinking of actually I was thinking of coating the thing in epoxy just to give it this nice hard shell to keep it from getting weathered. But then I saw this pattern and I was like, oh no, I can't ruin that. I can't get rid of it. So I decided to keep it. But I am thinking of getting a hold of some clear lacquer and putting on it, because that sounds like a good idea in my opinion. Now, you're going to have a... Oh, well, what am I saying? You're not gonna, but it's not guaranteed that you'll have a Merry Christmas. I mean, sure, I can always hope that you do, but, you know, life tends to fuck you over whenever it can. But I'm hoping I have a Merry Christmas, and I hope you guys do. And I hope you guys have one too. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and in general, just Happy Holidays. Have a good one, guys.
See you after Christmas.